Welcome to the Cog Pod, where the true children of God gather to discover more about our grand, illustrious, awe-inspiring, majestic, good, and merciful God Jehovah, and his only begotten Son Jesus, our brother and our master. And we give thanks to Jehovah, our God and Father, too. And now in the words of Psalm 34:8, let us taste and see that Lord Jehovah is good, and blessed are all who trust upon him. Hello, my brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the Cog Pod. This is your host, Brother Ed. Let me ask you, have you or someone you know ever experienced a heart-wrenching injustice? An injustice so devastating that it changed the entire course of your lives? An injustice that was inexcusable on the part of the wrongdoer? An injustice that you went to Almighty God with because justice didn't seem like it could come or would ever come from any other source? Going to Jehovah in the case of such an event was one of the requests included in Solomon's inaugural prayer of the Temple of Jehovah, found at 1 Kings chapter 8, verses 31 and 32. And it reads, "When a man sins against his neighbor and is required to take an oath, and he comes to take an oath before your altar in this temple, then may you hear from heaven and act. May you judge your servants, condemning the wicked man by bringing down on his own head what he has done, and justifying the righteous man by rewarding him according to his righteousness." When you are a victim of injustice in such a way, you don't really allow yourself to reflect on it very much, because every time you do, the pain is still indescribably intense. For this injustice, you wanted to see the perpetrator punished to the proper degree, so much so that you prayed to God for vengeance, then afterwards perhaps felt guilty after doing so. If you or someone you know has had this horrible experience in life, then podcast number 15 is for you. It is entitled, "Is It Wrong to Pray for Vengeance?" So let's get started, and off we go. I have personally had this life-altering experience on a number of different fronts, from religious organizations, from family, and from business relationships. The most painful were from family and religious institutions, followed by business relationships. When I was suffering through my series of injustices, a woman entered my shop that was going through a similar experience, as many do. She made a statement that I've not forgotten down to this day. She said, "Brother, ain't no hurt like church hurt." She was right, especially when your own flesh and blood are part of the religious institution and they too pile on the pain. In regard to family and worship being involved in such an excruciating experience, I'm first reminded of Cain and Abel in Genesis chapter 4, verses 1 through 16. Let's just consider it together. It reads, "Now Adam had sexual relations with his wife, Eve, and she became pregnant. When she gave birth to Cain, she said, 'With Jehovah's help, I have produced a man.' Later, she gave birth to his brother and named him Abel. When they grew up, Abel became a shepherd, while Cain cultivated the ground. When it was time for the harvest, Cain presented some of his crops as a gift to Jehovah. Abel also brought a gift, the best portions of the firstborn lambs from his flock. Jehovah accepted Abel and his gift, but he did not accept Cain and his gift. This made Cain very angry, and he looked dejected. 'Why are you so angry?' Jehovah asked Cain. 'Why do you look so dejected? You will be accepted if you do what is right. But if you refuse to do what is right, then watch out. Sin is crouching at the door, eager to control you, but you must subdue it and be its master.' One day, Cain suggested to his brother, 'Let's go out into the fields.' And while they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Afterward, Jehovah asked Cain, 'Where is your brother? Where is Abel?' 'I don't know,' Cain responded. Am I my brother's guardian? But Jehovah said, what have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are cursed and banished from the ground, which has swallowed your brother's blood. No longer will the ground yield good crops for you, no matter how hard you work. From now on, you will be a homeless wanderer on the earth. Cain replied to Jehovah, my punishment is too great for me to bear. You have banished me from the land and from your presence. You have made me a homeless wanderer. Anyone who finds me will kill me. Jehovah replied, no, for I will give a sevenfold punishment to anyone who kills you. Then Jehovah put a mark on Cain to warn anyone who might try to kill him. So Cain left Jehovah's presence and settled in the land of Nod, east of Eden. There is much food for thought in this account regarding vengeance for injustice from the hands of Jehovah. The injustice in this account is undeniable. Did you note that it came from a family member? Did you also note that it arose in connection with worship? Both of them offering sacrifices to the same God at the same time. These are two areas that the children of God normally would not suspect. Abel certainly didn't, and neither did I. I must say that being an avid Bible reader was key to my surviving the ordeal with my faith intact. Our brother Paul makes an interesting comment about Abel at Hebrews chapter 11, verse 4, where it reads, by faith, Abel offered God a better sacrifice than Cain did. By faith, he was commended as righteous when he gave God approval, or when God gave approval to his gifts. And by faith, he still speaks, even though he's dead. How does Abel still speak? Abel's scriptural account spoke to me in these words. My brother Ed, when you offer a sacrifice to our God Jehovah and give your very best, Jehovah will issue you his blessing with his smile of favor. Among those who feel they're supposed to be your superiors, when they see that you have his favor and they don't, it's enough to make them so envious and angry that they want you dead. They will go to any lengths to get rid of you if they feel they can do so without repercussion. Don't ever turn your back on your envious family members. I trusted mine, and you see how I ended up. Please don't make the same mistake as I did. Now, that's how Abel spoke to me through the Genesis account. There's another scriptural account I want to consider. It's dealing with Joseph, who went through a similar ordeal with his spiritual and fleshly brothers. Note the similarities at Genesis chapter 37, verses 2 through 4. This is the account of Jacob. When Joseph was 17 years old, he was tending the flock with his brothers, the sons of his father's wives, Bilhah and Zilpah, and he brought their father a bad report about them. Now Israel loved Joseph more than his other sons because Joseph had been born to him in his old age. So he made him a robe of many colors. When Joseph's brothers saw that their father loved him more than any of them, they hated him and could not speak a kind word to him. Joseph may have asked this question. You mean to say you hate me because I'm a loyal and truthful son that has gained the love and confidence of our father because I don't engage in wrong conduct like you do? That's insane. My dear brother Joseph, I wish that was all there was to the story, but it gets worse, much worse. Notice verses 18 through 28 of Genesis 37. It reads, now Joseph's brothers saw him in the distance, and before he arrived, they plotted to kill him. Here comes that dreamer, they said to one another. Come now, let's kill him and throw him into one of the pits. We can say that a vicious animal has devoured him. Then we shall see what will become of his dreams. When Reuben heard this, he tried to rescue Joseph from their hands. Let's not take his life, he said. Don't shed his blood. Throw him into this pit in the wilderness, but don't lay a hand on him. Reuben said this so that he could rescue Joseph from their hands and return him to his father. So when Joseph came to his brothers, they stripped him of his robe, the robe of many colors he was wearing. And they took him and threw him into the pit. Now the pit was empty with no water in it. And as they sat down to eat a meal, they looked up and saw a caravan of Ishmaelites coming from Gilead. Their camels were carrying spices, balm, and myrrh on their way down to Egypt. Then Judah said to his brothers, "What profit will we gain if we kill our brother and cover over his blood? Come, let's sell him to the Ishmaelites and not lay a hand on him, for he is our brother and our own flesh." And they agreed. So when the Midianite traders passed by, his brothers pulled Joseph out of the pit and sold him for 20 shekels of silver to the Ishmaelites who took him to Egypt. Now that was a truly life-changing turn of events, wouldn't you say, for a young man of 17. There's one more scriptural account I want to consider. This one is of David and Saul. It's found at 1 Samuel chapter 18, verses 5 through 11. Let's read it together. So David went out wherever Saul sent him and prospered. And Saul set him over the men of war. And it was pleasing in the eyes of all the people and also in the eyes of Saul's servants. And it happened that as they were coming, when David returned from striking down the Philistine, that the women came out of the cities of Israel, singing and dancing to meet King Saul with tambourines, with gladness, and with musical instruments. And the women sang as they were merry and said, "Saul has struck down his thousands, and David his 10,000s." Then Saul became very angry, for this saying was displeasing in his eyes. And he said, "They have ascribed to David 10,000s, but to me they have ascribed thousands. Now what more can he have but the kingdom?" So Saul looked at David with suspicion from that day on. Now it happened on the next day that an evil spirit from God came mightily upon Saul, and he raved in the midst of his house. Now David was playing the harp with his hand as usual, and the spear was in Saul's hand. Then Saul hurled the spear, for he thought, "I'll pin David to the wall." But David escaped from his presence twice. And Saul was afraid of David, for Jehovah was with him, but it turned away from Saul. Therefore Saul turned him away from his presence and appointed him as his commander of 1,000. And he went out and came in before the people. And David was prospering in all his ways, and Jehovah was with him. Then Saul saw that he was prospering greatly, so he dreaded him. But all Israel and Judah loved David, for he went out and came in before them. In this account, David dodged a bullet twice because Saul had deadly aim with his spear. The situation intensified to the point where verse 29 of the same chapter says, Saul became even more afraid of him, and he remained David's enemy for the rest of his life. Have you noted a common denominator in each instance? Jehovah was with the innocent underling in each instance. Having Jehovah's favor in Satan's world is enough for those who are supposed to be your older brothers or superiors in some way to want you dead, be they spiritual or fleshly, because you do what is right or excel in some way, and they do not. Our brother John pointedly says so in 1 John chapter 3, verses 12 and 13, where it says, "We must not be like Cain, who belonged to the evil one and killed his brother." And why did he kill him? Because Cain had been doing what was evil, and his brother had been doing what was righteous. So don't be surprised, dear brothers and sisters, if the world hates you. Wasn't that the case with Abel, Joseph, and David? Even though the individuals may call you brother, they are of the world and truly belong to the evil one. For no one who is truly a child of God could ever do such a thing. So is it wrong to pray for vengeance if you have been similarly victimized? Many would say yes, in view of Jesus' words at Luke 23:32, which reads, Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing." And the soldiers gambled for his clothes by throwing dice. However, please note carefully the basis for forgiving those soldiers. They don't know what they're doing, is what Jesus said. But what if they know exactly what they're doing, as Cain, Joseph's brothers, and Saul did? Would it be appropriate to pray for vengeance then? Let the word of our God speak to those who are his children. We're going to read the 35th Psalm. O Jehovah, oppose those who oppose me. Fight those who fight against me. Put on your armor and take up your shield. Prepare for battle and come to my aid. Lift up your spear and javelin against those who pursue me. Let me hear you say, I will give you victory. Let shame and disgrace on those trying to kill me find them. Turn them back and humiliate those who want to harm me. Blow them away like chaff in the wind, a wind sent by the angel of Jehovah. Make their path dark and slippery, with the angel of Jehovah pursuing them. I did them no wrong, but they laid a trap for me. I did them no wrong, but they dug a pit to catch me. So let sudden ruin come upon them. Let them be caught in the trap they set for me. Let them be destroyed in the pit they dug for me. Then I will rejoice in Jehovah. I will be glad because he rescues me. With every bone in my body, I will praise him. Jehovah, who can compare with you? Who else rescues the helpless from the strong? Who else protects the helpless and poor from those who rob them? Malicious witnesses testify against me. They accuse me of crimes I know nothing about. They repay me with evil for good. I'm sick with despair. Yet when they were ill, I grieved for them. I denied myself, fasting for them, but my prayers returned unanswered. I was sad, as though they were my friends or family, as if I were grieving for my own mother. But they are glad now that I'm in trouble. They gleefully join together against me. I'm attacked by people I don't even know. They slander me constantly. They mock me and call me names. They snarl at me. How long, O Lord, would you look on and do nothing? Rescue me from their fierce attacks. Protect my life from these lions. Then I will thank you in front of the great assembly. I will praise you before all the people. Don't let my treacherous enemies rejoice over my defeat. Don't let those who hate me without cause gloat over my sorrow. They don't talk of peace. They plot against innocent people who mind their own business. They shout, aha, aha, with our own eyes. We saw him do it. O Jehovah, you know all about this. Do not stay silent. Do not abandon me now, O Lord. Wake up, rise to my defense. Take up my case, my God and my Lord. Declare me not guilty, O Jehovah, my God, for you give justice. Don't let my enemies laugh at me in my troubles. Don't let them say, look, we got what we wanted. Now we will eat them alive. May those who rejoice at my troubles be humiliated and disgraced. May those who triumph over me be covered with shame and dishonor. But give great joy to those who came to my defense. Let them continually say, great is Jehovah, who delights in blessing his servants with peace. Then I will proclaim your justice and I will praise you all day long. Let us continue to allow Jehovah to speak to his children in Psalm 69 regarding prayers for vengeance. It reads, save me, O God, for the waters have threatened my life. I have sunk in deep clay. There is no foothold. I've come into deep waters and a flood overflows me. I am weary with my calling out. My throat is parched. My eyes fail while I wait for my God. Those who hate me without cause are more than the hairs of my head. Those who would destroy me are powerful, being wrongfully my enemies. What I did not steal, I then have to restore. O God, it is you who knows my folly, and all my guilt is not hidden from you. May those who hope for you not be ashamed through me, O Lord Jehovah of hosts. May those who seek you not be dishonored through me, O God of Israel, because for your sake I have borne reproach. Dishonor has covered my face. I have become estranged from my brothers and a foreigner to my mother's sons. For zeal for your house has consumed me, and the reproaches of those who reproach you have fallen on me. When I wept in my soul with fasting, it became my reproach. When I made sackcloth my clothing, I became a byword to them. Those who dwell at the gate moan about me, and I am the drunkard's songs. But as for me, my prayer is to you, O Jehovah, at an acceptable time, O God. In the abundance of your loving kindness, answer me with the truth of your salvation. Deliver me from the mire and don't let me sink. May I be delivered from my foes from the deep waters. May the flood of water not overflow me, nor the deep waters swallow me up, nor the pit shut its mouth on me. Answer me, O Jehovah, for your loving kindness is good. According to the abundance of your compassion, turn to me. Do not hide your face from your slave, for I am in distress. Answer me quickly. Oh, draw near to my soul and redeem it. Ransom me because of my enemies. You know my reproach and my shame and my dishonor. All my adversaries are before you. Reproach has broken my heart, and I'm so sick. And I hoped for sympathy, but there was none. And for comforters, but I found none. They also gave me gall for my food, and for my thirst they gave me vinegar to drink. May their table before them become a snare. When they're in peace, may it become a trap. May their eyes darken so they cannot see, and make their loins quake continually. Pour out your indignation on them, and may your burning anger overtake them. May their camp be desolate. May none dwell in their tents. For they have persecuted him whom you yourself have struck down, and they recount the pain of those whom you have wounded. Add iniquity to their iniquity, and may they not come into your righteousness. May they be blotted out of the book of life, and may they not be recounted with the righteous. But I am afflicted and in pain. May your salvation, O God, set me securely on high. I will praise the name of God with song and magnify him with thanksgiving. And this will please Jehovah better than an ox or a young bull with horns and hoofs. And the humble will see it and they'll be glad. You who seek God, let your heart revive. For Jehovah hears the needy and does not despise those who are prisoners. Let heaven and earth praise him, the seas and everything that moves in them. For God will save Zion and build the cities of Judah, that they may dwell there and possess it. The seed of his slaves will inherit it, and those who love his name will dwell in it. And lastly, we'll consider a prayer for vengeance from Psalm 109. O God of my praise, do not be silent, for they have opened a wicked mouth and a deceitful mouth against me. They have spoken to me with a lying tongue, and they have also surrounded me with words of hatred and fought against me without cause. In return for my love, they accuse me, but I am in prayer. Thus they have set upon me evil for good and hatred for my love. Appoint a wicked man over him, and let an accuser stand at his right hand. When he is judged, let him come forth a wicked man, and let his prayer become a sin. Let his days be few. Let another take his office. Let his sons be orphans and his wife a widow. Let his sons wander aimlessly and beg, and let them search for food from their ruined homes. Let the creditor seize all that he has, and let strangers plunder the fruit of his labor. Let there be none to extend loving kindness to him, and let there be none to be gracious to his orphans. Let those who follow him be cut off. In a following generation, let their name be blotted out. Let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered before Jehovah, and let not the sin of his mother be blotted out. Let them be before Jehovah continually, that he may cut off their memory from the earth, because he did not remember to show loving kindness, but persecuted the afflicted, the needy man, and the disheartened to put them to death. He also loved cursing, so it came to him. And he did not delight in blessing, so it was far from him. But he clothed himself with cursing as his garment, and it came into his inward parts like water and like oil into his bones. Let it be to him as a garment with which he wraps himself, and for a belt with which he constantly girds himself. This is the reward of my accusers from Jehovah, and those who speak evil against my soul. But as for you, O Jehovah, O Lord, deal with me for your name's sake. Because your loving kindness is good, deliver me. For I'm afflicted and needy, and my heart is pierced within me. I am passing like a shadow when it's stretched out. I'm shaken off like the locust. My knees are feeble from fasting, and my flesh has grown lean without fatness. As for me, I've become a reproach to them. They see me, and they wag their head. Help me, O Jehovah, my God. Save me according to your loving kindness, and let them know that it is your hand. You, O Jehovah, have done it. Let them curse, but you bless. They arise and will be put to shame, but your slave shall be glad. Let my accusers be clothed with dishonor, and let them wrap themselves with their own shame as with a robe. With my mouth I will give thanks abundantly to Jehovah, and in the midst of many I will praise him, for he stands at the right hand of the needy to save them from those who judge his soul. These are the prayers of a righteous man, are they not? David was undeniably not a perfect man, but Jehovah saw him as a righteous man. Why do you think these prayers of David are also a part of the inspired Holy Scriptures? And these are not the only prayers for vengeance either. Please read Psalm 3, 5, 7, 10, 11, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and there are numerous other expressions of vengeance for injustice requested from Jehovah. For me, these scriptures served as a form of therapy, allowing me to keep my faith intact. Many godly people have abandoned Jehovah after such a life-changing experience. The injustice they experienced destroyed their faith in Jehovah as a God of justice, which is exactly what Satan wants, as in the case of Job. Keeping your faith in Jehovah intact is so important, my brothers and sisters, because as Hebrews 11:6 says, and without faith, it is impossible to please God. For anyone who approaches him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. So, in a word, no, it is not wrong to pray for vengeance. In fact, these scriptures are provided to teach us how to pray for vengeance. However, there is an extreme danger for victims of injustice, one that could, even though we've been victims of extreme injustice, cause Jehovah's hand to come against us. What could that possibly be? That is going to be discussed in part 2 of podcast 15. Is it wrong to pray for vengeance? This is Brother Ed saying so long for now. And please join me as we continue this journey for the sake of soothing, comforting, and reminding all the children of God that he is aware of our suffered injustices and afflictions and personally gives us direction as to what we may do and what we must not do. So until then, my brothers and sisters, I'll see you in part 2. We're glad that you were able to join us for time together at the Cod Pod. The script for this podcast episode is available for your examination, hopefully in the manner of the Bereans, as to whether the things said here are so. We heartily encourage you to do just that. You may go to www.codpod.org, as all posted episodes are available for download. So, until next time, my brothers and sisters, in the words of Numbers 6:24-26, may Jehovah bless you and take care of you. May Jehovah be kind and gracious to you. May Jehovah look on you with favor and give you peace.